roughly $9,000, $10,000 worth of car buying mistakes, and you don't think that sucks worse? I walk into Costco and I see this giant 85-inch TV. You know how much it costs? $1,500. I could buy 6 of those TVs and put them in my house. $10,000 could have bought me a whole other car. $10,000 could have helped me with a down payment on a house, and I don't want you to live with the same regret. So that's why I share it. What's going on? My name is Teddy. I'm a financial coach and social worker helping you take control of your money to be your best self at home and at work. And in today's video, we're going to talk about 2 car buying mistakes that I made that cost me thousands of dollars, and I still kick myself over it. Car buying mistakes are one of the most painful things you can experience because there are so many zeros at the end of them, and it's such an easy mistake to make. Even with all the information out there on the internet, we still made the mistakes. But in this video, hopefully sharing my mistakes will help you avoid them and save you thousands of dollars. Cars are a funny thing. People want to drive nice cars, safe cars, newer cars, but it also comes at a cost. Cars are depreciating assets, so they are worth a lot more when you buy them new versus when you buy them used. And the thing is, the functionality between a new and a used car is not that much different. There's a big hype about getting the newest car, getting the warranty, all this other stuff, but I'm telling you, it comes at a cost. So let's talk about the first financial mistake that I made with my money, and that is the way I financed my first car. I've never been one to buy a new car. I already knew that the first 4 to 5 years of a car, the value depreciates about 50%. So a $30,000 car after 5 years will probably be like $15,000. And so you lose $15,000 because if you wanted to sell it 5 years later, you would only get half the value of what you paid for. And this is the reason why a lot of people are underwater on their car loans, because the value of the car depreciates faster than the amount they're paying off. First car that my wife and I bought together, we bought a used Nissan Leaf. It was 2015. We bought it in 2020. So it was a 5-year-old car. So it had already depreciated a little bit. The only thing is, we went to a dealership to buy this car. The car's value was about $10,000. And our salesman was very good at his job. He made us feel very welcome. When we were buying this car, I don't say we, it was really me. I'm the one with car fever. I wanted this electric car, and I had my eyes set on this car. $10,000, okay, we can finance, we could put $1,500 down. We were trying to work with the numbers. He was like, hey, y'all don't really have much credit, so this is the best we can do for you. With the down payment of $1,500, we're gonna get you a 13% interest rate for 3 years, but you'll have the assurance that you have a safe car. You can drive this off the lot tomorrow morning. $1,500 down on a $10,000 car. Man, guess what? You went to the finance office. They're like, hey, have they talked to you about what the warranty is? We have this warranty package for $2,000 that'll cover you bumper to bumper. And we were like, well, it would give us some peace of mind having a warranty and not having to deal with these repairs. So yeah, we'll just tack on $2,000 more onto the loan. So we spent $10,000 for this car, $2,000 for the warranty. And so all in all, about $12,000, but we financed it. 13% interest rate on $12,000 is about $1,000 a year. And I tell you, every time that payment came out of the account, it hurt. We brought that car home. It was fun. It was really great to drive. $350 a month coming out for a car purchase didn't feel so great. And on top of that, because it was financed, we had to get full coverage on it. So instead of our car insurance being $150 a month, it was $350 a month. So $200 more for car insurance, $350 for our car payment, $550 a month for financing this car was painful. Over the next 7 months, 8 months, I just wanted to pay off this car. I was throwing $100 at it, $300, $500, $1,000. My wife and I got into a lot of fights over this because we wanted to live with the false sense of security of having extra money in our account, but at the same time living with the anxiety of seeing that money come out every month and seeing how much is wasted on interest. Luckily, we paid it off in under a year, and we spent probably about $1,000 in interest. All in all, this car cost us $13,000. And when it was time to sell that car, probably about a few months later because of where we moved, that car was only worth $6,000. We tried to list it private sale for $6,000 and we got nothing, no offers, no one even cared to look. Luckily, with the car market around COVID, the car value went up to about, $6,500, and CarMax was able to offer us $7,400 for it, which I was like, jump on it. That's more than anyone has even offered us private sale. $7,400 is how much we sold this car for. $1,300 is how much we spent on this car, not including the extra insurance or anything like that. So you're telling me almost $6,000 were wasted because we financed this car and we weren't prepared to go into this car dealership and know what we needed in a car and what we didn't need in a car. That is a cause of ignorance, and I hope that me sharing this experience will help you be a little more knowledgeable about the car buying experience. I'm not a professional car buyer. I don't sell cars. I don't do any of that. I'm just sharing my experience so that you're not making the same one. So $5,500, $6,000, it was a big pill to swallow, and I do not want to make another car buying mistake. But fast forward. Hey, if you have like 10 seconds, it would really mean a lot if you can like and subscribe to the channel if you found some value. If you have any suggestions for future videos or questions you want answered, drop them in the comments below. So with that, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. And I'm feeling like, okay, we need to buy a new car. I wanted to buy an updated RAV4. So we had 2005 RAV4. It's still running strong, but it's a little old and a little small. So I wanted to look at a newer RAV4, 2011. It's still got high mileage, like 180,000, but it's still relatively good for a Toyota. The only thing is, this car cost $6,500. So this car actually was listed at $7,000, but I was able to negotiate it down to $6,500. I went to go take a look at the car. I thought it drove okay. It seemed to be fine. The car buying mistake that I made though was that I didn't have a mechanic come with me or take the car to a mechanic shop for them to do an inspection of the car. I'm not a car buying expert. I hardly know anything about changing the oil of the car, so it was my mistake for not looping in a mechanic to look at this car. I thought, oh, I checked the Carfax. I checked that it's a clean title, that I'm good, right? Wrong. And so I bought that car cash. I didn't want to make the same mistake financing it, so I bought it cash. $6,500 for this car. And I took it home, and then I started noticing oil puddles. I didn't see the oil puddles when I test drove it. I started seeing oil puddles in our garage. And then I had my father-in-law come check it out. Turns out the previous owner stuffed a towel right there so that it covered up the oil leak. So I talked with a mechanic shop, and they told me that that oil leak would probably cost about $3,000 to fix. On top of the alignment issues and the struts and all this stuff, you'd be lucky if you got $3,000 for selling this car. So $6,500, and I registered the car, paid taxes, so it was about $7,000, maybe $7,500. I had to sell that car at $3,500 just to get it sold. I didn't want to be the same person that scammed someone else, so I was very transparent. I was like, here are all the issues that I found with it. I don't know about any more issues, so you're taking on that risk, but $3,500 is what it's going for. And we sold it. That cost us about $4,000. I bought that car, and then I had to sell that car within 2 weeks, because seeing that car in the driveway every single day, I was like, that's just a reminder of that $3,000, $4,000 mistake. So I sold it, call it a loss. It's a sunk cost fallacy, expecting that I can hold on to it and somehow save it. So I had to sell it, cut it as a loss, and it sucked. I was very bitter and resentful towards that dude. But the real issue is I was resentful towards myself because I was getting starry-eyed again with buying another car, and I didn't do my due diligence. So make sure if you're buying a used car, especially private party, but even if you're buying it at a dealership, have a mechanic friend come with you. Ask to take that car to a mechanic shop for them to check it out. Even if it costs $200 for that mechanic to check it out, it is well worth your money, so you're not wasting $3,000 or $4,000. Hopefully that gave you some insight on some car buying mistakes. Maybe you've made similar ones, or maybe you're thinking about buying a car, and knowing this will kind of save you from some of those mistakes. If it does, I hope it helps you save money. I hope this video helps you avoid those mistakes, and that way you don't live with the same regret and resentments that I have. So to recap, the two car buying mistakes I made was financing it without having any preparation, any knowledge of how to buy a car, especially from a dealership. And then 2, I bought a car feeling overconfident in my ability to inspect the car, and as a result, I ended up losing about $3,000 on that car. So roughly $9,000, $10,000 worth of car buying mistakes, and you know the thing that sucks worse? I walk into Costco and I see this giant 85-inch TV. It's a beautiful TV. You know how much it costs? $1,500. I could buy 6 of those TVs and put them in my house. Think about that. $10,000 could have bought me a whole other car. $10,000 could have helped me with a down payment on a house. Okay? Like, this is how much it irks me, and I don't want you to live with the same regret. So, that's why I share it. I love transparency. I hate that I made the mistake, but hopefully you can learn from it and improve your money situation. Hopefully you can better your car buying experience and to make sure that the car you're buying is in your best financial interest. Now, do your research. There are a lot of great videos out there on how to buy a car from a dealership, whether or not to finance, how to buy a used car, all this stuff. Make sure you do your research, because 20 hours of research on how to buy a car, if that can save you $5,000, do it. So with that, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want to talk more about your money goals, my consultation link is down in the description. I hope to see you in the next one.